So So this is my perceived market PowerPoint on industry roles. So the industry roles I've chosen which are within my perceived market are television and film, working in theatre, and working in radio. So in this first slide, I'm going to speak about their wages, their skills, and how much commitment it takes when you're working in film and TV. So with an actor's salary, if you're working in something small, I don't know, say EastEnders or Coronation Street, you're not going to be earning the best wage. So their wage tends to start around like 25,000, maybe some a little below that. But then if you were working on like Grey's Anatomy, it could go to like £48,000 a year plus. So it just depends. Like some shows like say Grey's Anatomy, even though that's American, some of them can earn like £25,000 per episode. It just changes on their rate. So what I'm trying to say is, say a soap, you're not going to earn the best money, but if you're working in a television drama, you can start to earn more. So, like a basic actor's salary when they're working in TV and film is around 25 to £45,000 a year in the UK. So, for skills to work in TV and film, so my current skills that would allow me to work in the industry, I've experience on working on a film set. Even though it is a student film set, it does give me more of an insight on how that industry runs. Um, Also, in some HNDs and degrees that you can do, there is a television and film unit that you can do. So, like acting for screen and acting for camera, they can also give you the skills that you would need to work in there, although there isn't a set out degree that you would need to have. So, but it isn't frowned upon having, like, say, a HND or a degree working in TV and film, but experience is the main thing that they would look for. So, some of the commitment that you need when you're working on TV and film. So it takes a lot of commitment. So when you're working in TV and film, there's lots of rehearsals, there's lots of filming that takes place. Even one of the biggest things to commitment is keeping up your continuity. So that is like keeping up with the same hairstyle, like trying to keep it as well groomed as you are, like no tattoos, no new piercings, nothing. You've got to keep yourself exactly the same. And that is quite a big commitment because like I know me, like my hair grows like absolutely crazy. So you kind of just need to keep it at that same level all the time. But they've got teams that look into that for you to keep you looking the same as what you did. Say you've got to film one part of a scene on a Sunday and the next day is like a Friday and your hair could have grown a fair bit since then. So it's just like that is one of the biggest commitments, as well as your time and your effort. Because see, when you're working on a film set, you have to do so many takes of the same scene, and it can get frustrating, but you've just got to let yourself not get into that mindset, head. Oh God, my words are all getting muddled up. But yeah, you've kind of just got to keep yourself in that mind frame of it has to be done. There's nothing you can do about it. Just be patient. To be successful as a film and TV actor, I think that more experience in the industry is needed, because when you're working in the industry, you kind of do need to have a name for yourself. If you've not got a name for yourself, you're not going to get as many jobs. So say like you've done one job, that not many people are going to look at you and say, okay, this person's got a reputation from one job. You are going to have to build up a portfolio for this. So if you've got lots of jobs, people will start to see that, okay, you're good to work for. Okay, they're very good at time management. They're very good at keeping like on schedule. They're trusted. They're reliable. So like to gain more experience, like there's lots of like sites that you can go on to. Like I know Mandy Actors is one of them, Spotlight is one of them, even Facebook groups. So like Actors UK, like you get lots of people putting in like small, low budget films, sometimes not even paid films, and they do give you the experience and it will allow you to get a name for yourself, even though it might just be in that small community. Okay, so qualifications aren't actually essential while working in TV and film. So basically, they just want experience, and it's not a bad thing to have a degree and no experience. It just allows you to get small jobs and you can just build that portfolio up. Another way of getting jobs is hiring an agent, even going with like background actors or extras. So I know like one of the Scottish ones is Real People Scotland, and I know myself and like Kelsey, you're part of that one as well. And it does actually help you get some jobs because Kelsey, you've gotten some jobs through that one, haven't you?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's had to be cancelled because of all the restrictions. But yeah, I was supposed to be doing an advert, so yeah, definitely.
So that's like really good. And another way to get your name out there is self-promotion. So like even creating a professional Instagram page where you can post projects of what you've been doing. Um, Basically, it allows you to get a sense of who you. It allows people to get a sense of who you are, whether you're fun, serious. It lets them get a little insight into what you're like as an actor if you post like stills or small clips of what you're up to. Like I use mine to show what I've been doing at college or any professional development that I've been doing. Another great way to do it is by uploading your Spotlight CV onto Spotlight. So you just create a CV and it allows other actors, directors, just small film sets to have a look and see what you've done, get a look at your headshot and just see what if you're any good. Moving on to working in theatre. So when you're working in theatre, your salary tends to vary quite a lot depending on what role you're playing or whether you're getting paid based on how well the show's doing or how many hours you're working. Theatre actors can kind of expect the minimum salary of £7,000 a year, which isn't great, so you would need to have another job on top of this. So some people that work in theatre, they tend to have part-time jobs in sales, or they tend to do like Avon, for example. It's just something that's really flexible that can work with theatre, because theatre you have to be really flexible. So for skills that you would need for working in theatre is they do like to see a HND in acting performance and sometimes even a degree, but it doesn't just have to be acting and performance. It just needs to be in a relevant subject area. So it could be like, for example, if you were working in costume, it would you would need like a degree in, I don't know, textiles. So it just shows that you're able to work in that industry, because when you're working in theater, like if it's just a small company, you do need to, even actors have to help. Like we know as students, like that we have to help with costume and like set even sometimes. um Working in theater, it takes a lot of time and commitment due to the amount of rehearsals for like meetings, costume fittings. Rehearsals are going to take the most of your time, even before shows. Like you're going to have to be there early so you can check that your costume fits, check that your mics are working, get a run out before you have to perform. To work in theatre, I'd say like experience is good to have. It helps because directors can see what you've been on and to see what you've been working with and who you've been working with, so you can start to build up a name for yourself. Okay, so working in radio. While working in radio, you can expect to earn the minimum of £150 per project. So that is just tends to be like a baseline, whether an actor was doing a script read for like a radio show or whether you were asked to go on and speak about what you've been up to. It just depends what they want. While working on my sorry, I've lost my place in the slide. So one good thing to have when you're working in radio as an actor, in some HNDs, I know like the one that we've done at Nestcall, it includes an acting for radio module. And this would help because it allows companies to see, oh, well, actually, they have done a little bit of work in radio. So they will have the basics of what the mics do, the radio, studio etiquette, etc. When you work in radio, there's lots of things to learn and there's lots of processes to go through, such as like turning your page a certain way. So this unit does help because it teaches you that maybe like sometimes when you're working with like a script, it's better to have a digital copy, and even just knowing your lines helps so much more. to be successful when you're working in radio, it's good to have loads of experience in the industry, as well as having an easy voice to listen to, because not every actor is built to work in radio. You've got to have something that somebody likes to listen to, because if you've got like a really deep, like dark, grungy voice, people won't want to listen to that voice like this on the radio. Even like my voice, it's not a very good voice for radio. It doesn't sound good. Um, and qualifications aren't essential, sorry, not acceptable. Um, so when you're working in radio, it's good to have a good understanding of the way the studio runs, but there are no qualifications necessary, but it is good to have like qualifications in voice acting, a good unit in radio, even a whole course on radio. But yeah. And then back to promotion again. Best thing for you to do is have an acting Instagram, a website, a Facebook page, a YouTube channel so people can go on. I think a lot of people use Vimeo as well so they can go on and check videos of yourself, and have a Spotlight CV. It's the best advice you could ever have. And that is me done.
Good.
How long was